What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Welcome to the RNEWS morning show. And let's just jump into it. From r/politics, Joe Biden has taken the lead in the historically red state of Georgia. The devil went down to Georgia to take back our democracy. Bar God, Georgia just saved democracy. Georgia just saved democracy from a heinous attack, and the people are cheering. If you don't read this in Jim Ross's voice, are you even American? She needs to be the DNC chair. She's the person who can get more gains for 2022. Same! Exclamation mark. I checked at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, no change. Awoke again at 4 o'clock to see light blue! Exclamation mark. I spent $50 to next AM and my wife's absentee ballots in from Asia last week. Worth. Yes, this is the first time I've felt like my vote actually counted for something as a liberal in the South. Of course, it's only the second presidential election I've been able to vote in. But there's been a sense of hopelessness surrounding it. Until now. Can you imagine being the person that has to tell Trump the news? Already happened. Twitter.com. If I've already infected you with COVID, please step outside. It's just pure genius. I am a 18 years old who voted for Biden in Georgia. Hope I made a difference, winking face. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/news. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek dies at 80 due to pancreatic cancer. He was always a class act. Earlier this year he even announced one of the draft picks for the NHL's Ottawa Senators. Link. Jeopardy was so enjoyable because of his knowledge, persona, and charisma. I mean, I can't believe a 79-year-old diagnosed with cancer chose to continue working such a demanding job while also writing a book. That is astounding. The man was an institution, and he knew it. There should be a Mt. Rushmore for American icons rather than just presidents, including your suggestions along with legendary performers who have passed. It would be a huge, set-aside mountain face with all of the indispensable icons, and Trebek just joined an elite group. In his passing, along with Bogart, Ball, Carson, Stewart, Edit, Mr. Trebek was a proud Canadian. I forgot to apologize. It is a testament to his character. He is probably considered an honorary native of all of the countries that he spent endless hours entertaining. I think deep down, though he was a great American, Canada gets to claim him Canada heart. How about great North Americans? Sean Connery's finally getting questions right in heaven. Christmas Day is the last episode according to the producers. I think I speak for many Americans when I say that Alex Trebek was a staple in our house for our entire lives. There will never be another game show host this beloved. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Biden plans immediate flurry of executive orders to reverse Trump policies. Both sides are not the same. Was I bamboozled by malarkey? Didn't Harris also say they'd decriminalize marijuana on day one? Edit. Not seeing any day one references online. So maybe I was just wishful thinking. Regardless, I'm happy we finally got positive changes coming. I think you meant to say right instead of white, but it kinda works both ways, don't it? They did, and it was a good choice. Portugal did it a number of years ago, and it's been established at this point that the way to win the war on drugs is to declare peace. It'll work if we increase funding for treatment. This is the kind of conservative thought we could use more of. Is your friend interested in running for office? This friend had actually occupied a public office. He was also a decorated Korean War veteran, but it's unlikely you've heard of him. He passed away a few years ago, sadly. Edit. Funny story about this guy. He once gave me a signed copy of his war memoirs, and I asked him if the main character lived. He gave me this "don't be a dumbass" look. Then, I read the inscription, something to the effect of "to my real name, you're a young man on a path. But you don't have to be such a smartass about it." It's like he was a step ahead of my bullcrap. Between this and the COVID task force that he's going to announce on Monday. This is amazing. Finally, we're going to have coherent leadership that's interested in actually making the country better. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. UAE announces relaxing of Islamic laws for personal freedoms. The United Arab Emirates announced On Saturday, a major overhaul of the country's Islamic personal laws, allowing unmarried couples to cohabitate, loosening alcohol restrictions and criminalizing so-called honor killings. Good start. It's political posturing, unfortunately. Come see me when they allow for freedom of speech and stop murdering Yemenists. Guessing there'll be a lot of banging. Prostitution is really big in Dubai. There's prostitute business cards littered all over the floor in front of some hotels when I was there. Edit. For those wondering how those cards look like, GulfNews.com. I stayed in Dubai one night last year, on my way out of the region. Budget hotel. Twice I miscounted floors on the way up the stairs and found myself in the prostitutes area. Twice, you say? Degree. What are honor killings? You joke, but that's very close to reality. Not just in the Arab world either. Look up the provocation defense in Australia, and how many wife murderers that got off easy because of it. Like 3 years for murdering your ex because she broke up with you. An honor killing happened in my local city last year. An unmarried lady from a Muslim family was living with a white man, so her family killed her. They gonna stop jailing people for getting raped under adultery laws now? You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Biden won the Electoral College. Now he should call for it to be abolished. 100%. It's funny. I saw far-right commenters on Twitter asking if libs thought the EC should still be abolished. Like a Goka. The answers were universally yes. Well, the idea of getting rid of electors that can thwart the will of the electorate should be unanimous. However, the conservative states will not give up their EC advantage willingly. Right now Montana gets 3 electors, and CA gets 55. That's 364k represented per elector in Montana, and 718k per elector in CA. A 2-to-1 advantage for Montana. Making this go away isn't going to work. What could work is granting all the high-population states a linearly proportional number of congressional districts based on the smallest state. That would make things, at least, better. Also, if people don't know, #electors equals #house seats plus #senators. Biden won by over 5 million votes. But the election came down to a number fewer than the number of new daily COVID cases. Edit. My point is that the GOP wishes to ignore COVID and pretend it's a minor thing. So stating that the election was decided by a fraction of daily cases makes the EV more of a farce. EDIT2, I'm talking about the last 4 states that put Biden over the top. Tell that to Georgia. It always matters. You don't need it. Look at the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. It's a sneaky for turning the EC against itself without a constitutional amendment. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Stacey Abrams says, "My heart is full," as Georgia poised to turn blue for first time in 28 years. She should be DNC chair. She delivered Georgia with her bare freaking hands. Her organization registered 800,000 new voters, mostly young and POC. She declined running for Senate to keep running that organization. And now it looks like we'll have a revote on both senators. Meaning Georgia could also give the Democrats the Senate. Stacey Abrams, freaking legend. It's gonna be an uphill battle though. I hope everyone is ready. It's gonna take every single voter and more to get both Democrats to win their Senate races, and that only gets us to a 50-50 tie, where Harris can be the tiebreaker. It's essential that we win this runoff if we want anything to change in the next 4 years. She's a hero. The least Georgia can do is ensure she sees office in the future. Should she run? And holy crap, I hope she runs. I think it was big she didn't run and have to campaign and be distracted with that, but instead focused on outreach and let someone else run. Don't put that bad juju out there. Georgia's gonna show up for Warnock. I'm going to work my butt off to get everyone I know to the polls come January. Black votes matter, motherfricker. Trump lied, motherfricker. People died, motherfricker. You're fired, motherfricker. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like. And if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show, and I'll see you tomorrow.